Fly, welcome to our channel, the place to get inspired and track the trends of the creative world. And here's what you'll see in this episode. Our Creative Talk guest is one and only Alfie Bradley. When he revealed his sculpture, it was on news for a while and he'll tell us more about it today. Now let's begin the show from this way. Today's guest is an exceptional artist from the UK. He has made so many great history-making works. He's a painter and a sculptor, and also if you can't get enough of him after the interview, go and visit his pages. I'll put the links down below for his Facebook, website, Instagram. Alright, we have Alfie Bradley here with us. Hi Alfie, thanks for being on Creative Talk today. How's it going?
Very good, thank you very much for having me.
Okay, listen, I've got to be honest with you. I was looking at some art and culture section of BBC News, and that's how I saw one of your works, which we will talk about in the next section. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. I got to know more about this person who made this work. I was so amazed by that work. I said, and I wrote on my Instagram that this is the best contemporary work of the year. And I really mean it, like that was... I have some questions. I want you to answer quickly and in a sentence. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay, I can try.
Who is Alfie Bradley as an artist?
I'm a sculptor, painter, born in the UK, lived all my life in France, and I'm a fully qualified stonemason.
Awesome.
I work with metal.
That wasn't a sentence, but good practice.
Oh, sorry.
But that's fine, yeah. So you can speak French?
Yes, better than English.
Is what you're doing your dream job?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, no, absolute dream job.
Do you prefer to have another artist as a partner / wife? Do you choose someone who's an artist?
No, I don't like competition.
Okay, that's a good answer. What is the most unique thing about you?
Probably the fact that I grew up in a different country.
Which artist's work are you obsessed with these days?
There's two. Ron Muick, who's an Australian artist.
Oh.
And Berlin, who's a graffiti artist from Spain. Actually, there's so many, but yeah, they're two at the moment that I'm looking at.
Before going to next question, why? What they do?
Ron Muick does very realistic sculptures. They're like massive size, like an old lady, but she looks real. Absolutely incredible, super realistic sculptures. And Berlin is almost like the modern day graffiti Picasso.
Oh wow.
And I love doing graffiti, so I think he's very good.
Yeah.
And Lee Jeffries, who's a very good photographer as well from America.
Lee Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I'll look them all up, but I think we have one thing in common. I also like to see realistic works. There's just something about them. It's so
it takes a lot of skill and it's very difficult to do.
Absolutely.
That's what I really admire. Is if someone can do something super realistic, you need to do every shape, every shadow perfect. So it takes a lot of skill.
It does. I think it's mostly about the painting part that makes it more realistic. Like the skin color, the veins, sometimes even you can see that.
Yeah, there's so much to play with. Light and shadows.
What is one country that you would like to move to and make art there?
Somewhere warmer than the UK.
Come to Australia.
I've got so many friends that have moved to Australia and they would never come back.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, everyone that's gone there absolutely loves Australia. Australia could be definitely on the books.
Oh, I could have saved this interview for later in person, maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely.
What is your biggest dream and goal for your art? Like, what's the best thing that can happen?
Because I used to carve stone, I'd love to create a massive stone sculpture that would last for thousands of years. I think to have something that'll last forever. With my last pieces, I like to try and create an impact and try and help, try and make people think. That's obviously the main reason to create art, I think.
And that's what I really, really admire in your works as well. Like, there are not so many artists that really care about the skill or what are they really portraying. Sometimes I feel like they're trying just to get some attention on themselves instead of portraying something through their work. So the camera changed from the work onto the artist.
I think everyone likes to try and help and try and do something good for the planet. So if art is my thing, I think it's quite good to try and give something back with what I can do.
Can you tell us a bit about your journey on how did you dream of becoming an artist? Like, how this dream started?
I wasn't necessarily that good at school. I didn't like being at school. I didn't like sitting down. And I was born in London, in the central London, and at the age of 3, my parents moved me to France, to the middle of France, so it's near Bordeaux, so it's quite wild, very loads of valleys, rivers, woods. I remember watching Pinocchio as a kid, and my mum was like, "Oh, why don't you try and make Pinocchio?" so that's actually how I think my sculpting started. So she bought me some cheap chisels.
Out of wood?
Yeah, out of wood, yeah. So yeah, it didn't look very much like Pinocchio. I was about 6, 7, I think. 14, 15, I had different choices what I want to do with my life. And there was a course, one of my teachers knew that I loved painting and I was artistic. And she said, "Oh, there's a course here that you can do in the mountains in France, being a stone carver." She showed me all these rose windows and working on cathedrals, castles and everything. So I was like, I want to do this. So I did a 3-year course in the middle of France, doing stone carving, which was absolutely amazing. Then moved to the UK, found a job doing metal sculpting.
So a bit different.
And yeah, there was a company saying, "Oh, we're looking for a metal sculptor on the newspaper," and I was like, that sounds like the dream. I've never worked with metal, but so I then got that, and then started building small and bigger stuff, and then bigger and bigger and bigger.
What I hear is that you had the talent. That's how your teacher realized that you need to take that path, and it's so lucky of you that your teacher saw that and sent you through it from early ages. Do you think it really matters to start early?
Some people only discover later on in life that deep down this is what they're good at and deep down what they love. You could start at any age. And also parents that believed in me that said, "Look, if you want to go in art, it's very difficult to make a living in art, but if that's what you want to do it." And they've been very encouraging.
Yeah, I think most of the parents, when you say, "I want to be an artist," they're like, whoa, that's not gonna give you money for a while. Like, be ready.
Because you naturally know what you like and what you're good at, and you should follow that because you'll always do really good at it if that's what you like.
I think everything just sent you through your dream work, which is, as you mentioned, this is your dream job. That's perfect.
The big secret is not to be scared and just go for it. Just risk it. If you don't risk it, you don't get it.
That's true. How is life as an artist in the UK? Like, when you moved to the UK, is it more challenging? Do you think France was better?
I've only really become an independent artist in the UK. I've never really tried in France. I think it's easy everywhere. As long as you keep putting your work out and keep traveling to different art shows, different stuff, get your name out, meet people. Meeting people is the most important thing.
Networking.
And just make sure people see your work, which I don't really do enough. I'm really rubbish at social media. I've been lucky because my piece is usually either on the newspaper or on TV.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, if you're good at social media, that's another great thing.
Yeah, I know. It's also very hard for me because I feel like artists are usually introverts a bit, and they don't want to put their works while they're making it, like the process. Sometimes you just want to keep those parts to yourself, and people want to see it. You're like, no, I want it to be perfect, and then I'll show you.
Yeah, it looks rubbish.
Yeah, but social media is all about all those things which we don't want to do. It's also challenging.
Yeah, I'm one of them. Don't want people to see the work before it's done, and I don't ever want to sell anything I make. I always want to keep everything. Yeah, so I always get really sad if I sell something. I'm like, oh.
What is your current project that you're working on now?
I'm painting a big stormy cloud because I love clouds and I've always wanted to do a cloud, but every time I have an idea, I never do it. I leave it for ages. So I wanted to do a cloud for about 6, 7 years at least, and I thought now's the time. Everyone was in confinement. It just seemed like the right time to do a big stormy cloud.
We can't see it now, as you said, because it's in the progress, right?
Yeah, I might send the pictures. Yeah.
So you mostly use metal in your works. We all know that metal is the hardest material to work with. What is so exceptional about metal?
See, I think the hardest material to work with is stone. It's very physical, very hard, and if you make a mistake, that's it, stone. And it's happened many times where I've carved hands, and on the last detail, one of the fingers drops off.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so stone is an absolute, literally, it nearly made me insane. With metal, I can smack it, I can cut it, I can re-stick it, re-weld it. You can't go wrong with metal, so it's fantastic, and it's quite quick compared to stone. It's so super enjoyable. I love metal.
And the thing is, like, the material most of the time surprise you as well. Like, I also work with carving marbles, and sometimes the patterns are inside and you don't see it, and the veins, and then one part falls off, and you're like, no.
Yeah. Well, that's the magic of stone, is you don't know if there's if you use a sandstone, there might be fossils inside. Yeah, you don't know. It's a bit of a nightmare.
So metal is more like you have more control over it. Let's talk about my favorite work, I think, Knife Angel. Well, to give you a bit of background, Alfie is not an ordinary sculptor, okay? So he made this huge sculpture out of hundreds of thousands of knives, which he gathered from 43 police stations from all around the UK. Tell us a bit about that project, like who initiated? Was it you, or was it police that came to you and said, can you make something?
My last piece before the Knife Angel was a 13-foot gorilla.
With the spoons?
Made from spoons.
Remember the name, Alfie Bradley. The 24-year-old was working in France as a stonemason when he saw a job advert in Shropshire.
So that was made out of 40,000 spoons. We were talking about with friends, and they were saying, oh, you're just going to use knives and forks and everything. And at the time in the UK, for the last 5 years, I think, 5, 6 years, knife crime has been a really big problem in the UK. You always see on the news that somebody's died by being stabbed and stuff. Well, I always want to do something bigger, so I always want to double the size of my sculptures. So the gorilla was 13 foot. I knew my next piece had to be 26 foot. I used like spoons, well, knives. Knives is such a big issue, and you see it all the time on the news, so I thought that'd be fantastic to create a piece out of all the knives, to try and stop people doing bad stuff.
And to realise how much it does actually happen, how much knife crime happens in the streets, and that something needs to be done about it.
So I come up with the idea of an angel because lives have been lost. Quite a sad subject. So I thought an angel looking down with his hands out asking why are you doing this? And with the wings, so it looks like a shield almost protecting the angel. Yeah, and the most important thing about the angel, I've allowed any family that's lost anyone through knife crime to give me a personal message, and I've engraved their messages on the back of the feathers, so on the back of the wings there's loads of messages. That was the hardest thing to do, wasn't building the angel, it's meeting all the families. I've had families that have seen the angel and just completely shaking because it is very difficult.
So sentimental. How challenging was it?
So it took about 1.5 years to make. Every week I used to drive to a new city and collect all these weapons. So I used to have entire van loads full of weapons on the motorway. I've got my new website out, so alfiebradley.com.
Okay.
And if you go on that, I've got videos of me making the whole angel through the whole process. For 1.5 years, you could see me blunting the knives, bleaching the knives, welding the whole sculpture, so you can see step by step on the time lapse as well how to do it.
That requires lots of try and error to see how it's gonna work. It's not gonna be like, I know, I made thousands of these angels before, so this is how I'm gonna do it. It's all new to you, right?
I was learning as the process goes on. It's very difficult not to have the same colours as well, because I wanted the colours to be in certain areas. So you got to stand back all the time and work it out.
I love that piece, seriously. Is it coming to Australia anytime? Is it planned to be here? I want to see it closely.
Yeah. At the moment, it's going every month. It's going to a different city in the UK, so it's on tour.
I love huge sculptures. Like, it just makes me feel small, but it also doubles whatever the message is. It doubles that. It feels something greater than you is telling you that. So I have to listen to it. But I know that it's such a hard work. It's not easy. Not everyone can do it. You just need the skills. You need to be smart, and it's not easy. All right, so let's go to the next section. This is very interesting. I want you to look at some photos and tell me what do you think about them in one word. And be honest. Okay? Can you?
You can't do this to me.
It's gonna be fine. You're gonna survive.
Tell you what I think.
Oh yeah, your reaction. Like in one word. It can be like, that's trash.
Can't do this to me. I can't do this.
Okay, let's go. So I'll share the screen with you. Do you see it now?
Oh yeah. Oh, well. Oh.
In one word.
A bit ridiculous.
I absolutely agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really know what to say about it.
I read somewhere that this is the most talked artwork of 2019.
His art has made everyone talk. So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's not my type of art.
Yeah.
But it's made people talk.
You get the reaction that you want, and that's it then. This one. It's from Ebul, and this is from one of her exhibitions that I visited. The title was Utopia.
I would have that in my house. I like quirky things like this.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably have it in my house. Yeah. No, it's interesting. It's a shame I can't see it properly, but yeah, no, I think it looks good.
This one. But if you look at it from different angles, it's different. I gave you lots of hints.
Is it painted on the wall?
No, it's an object. See the shadow?
Oh, wow, that's crazy. I like stuff like this. I do like art like this. See, you're making me want to go and see it now. Whereabouts is this?
So this is Anish Kapoor's gallery that I visited in Korea. The sides are navy and the center is infinite black.
You know, this infinite black, I can't wait to use it. I've been wanting to use this black for a long time. The blackest black.
Ecstasy.
One of my favourite things was creating the sheet effect. That takes a genius to do that.
And I can see why we connect, because I also love this kind of art. This one.
This is another one of my bucket lists, is to go scuba diving and seeing all these undersea sculptures. I think they're fantastic.
Can you imagine making that, like something like that yourself? Because that's also very challenging. These are concrete.
Funnily enough, this is something I want to start doing quite a bit, is using more concrete and cement, because it's very cheap to use and the possibilities are endless. Exactly,
because you just mold it.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. I've never seen this one before. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I like miniature things.
Isaac makes lots of miniature things about the social life these days, like in our age, and I love his works. Okay, last questions. If you could make a souvenir of your work, what would you want people to carry your work as? Like what object?
Ooh, maybe I could do a small piece of work for a necklace.
Necklace?
Yeah, maybe a necklace.
Any last words?
Not really, apart from I'm looking forward to coming over to Australia and seeing our base, and I really will try and get the Angel to go to Australia.
Yeah, please have a ticket for him as well. Don't come alone. I want to see the Angel.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here with us, Alfie. You are an amazing artist that we really need to have in this time and age. And I wish the best of luck and best things to happen in your way, in your career. And I hope to meet you in person one day, maybe.
Well, thank you too. Thank you very much for having me.
Have a colorful day. Bye.
Yeah, bye. See ya.
too many ways to see it. Wrong turn, but things are on the way. I'm in the holiest of wars. I fought you for days. There's so many ways. Fed up, all I do is wonder to myself, am I all alone, hanging by a string?
We're back to say goodbye, but before that, did you know that you could stay connected with me simply by clicking that red button that says subscribe and by following my Instagram? And I assume you already gave this video a like too, right? Thanks for your support. See you next week and have a colorful time. Bye!